Hi guys, I am here today because I want to show you how to make a fantastic soup. I know today of all days it's like 72 degrees here in Charleston, and I was like, well, I picked the wrong day to show you guys how to make soup. But you know what? Soup is good at any time. I find that at the restaurant, soup even sells in the summer. So, you know what? We're just going to go ahead with it. So the first thing I want to show you is that you don't need to use this anymore. I know we all use Campbell's. It's a nice shortcut, but I'm here to show you that just with a few simple ingredients, you can make your own delicious minestrone soup. So I do want to give a shout out to Gloria. She made me this beautiful apron. It actually says New York on it. It's like everything to do with New York City and the state, and because that's my hometown. And Pepe, I'll show you him in a little bit because he actually has the matching little bandana on, which was actually for Tracker and Rocky, but they're not with me today. But Pepe is standing in. Anyway, I chose to wear this today because in New York it's very cold. So my mom, when I spoke to her, they just got all this pounding of snow. The weather is so cold and terrible there. I said, you know what, Mom, this soup's for you. So let's get started. I'm going to make minestrone soup. So the first thing we're going to do is we have like a big stock pot. Let me move my camera a little bit here. I had it so that I could show you guys. Okay, let me know if this is everything. Yep, good. Okay, so I have like a big soup pot here on the stove, and I've got my burner going, and Pepe's already after me for food. So, okay, we get this going. I've got his little snack bowl here, so I'll just give him a couple things. I just called him in. He was outside eating birdseed. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when we make any type of soup is it's called a mirepoix. If you want to get real technical, the culinary term for it, it's basically carrots, onion, and celery. And these are the three major things that ingredients that go into making a very good soup, because those ingredients together marry and they bring out the flavors of all the other things in the soup. So it's also called like the Holy Trinity. In Spanish, I think it's called the sofrito. So, it's basically in every culture, that's the bottom line of a soup. So, okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna saute these up, because anytime you saute a vegetable, you bring out the best flavor. So a couple turns around. In my recipe, I figured it out. When I go around, it's actually 3 tablespoons, not 2, because I do a big old turn there. So, okay. So I've got my olive oil in the bottom here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my carrots in. And these were just the carrots that I got, in the bag at the grocery store. And I went ahead and I just cut them up. So we'll do that, and we're going to give Pepe a little bit of kale here. He actually loves it, so I put that on the floor. He can eat it. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is I went ahead, washed everything. Even though you get them at the grocery store, you still got to wash them. So the other day when I was doing this, I had a big bowl, that you put all the ends of everything in. And I realized it was getting high, and then I said, wait a minute, I don't need this bowl anymore because I got Pepe. So he ate the ends of all the vegetables, and cleanup was a breeze. So it's basically 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, and if you can get those inside stalks with the leaves, those are the best because they have the most flavor. And then it's just a small onion, and just cut it up. And they don't have to be perfect because they're just going to cook down. It's a very rustic soup, so we're going to put that in there. And then you can put in any type of vegetables basically that you want. I'm going to put in green beans and squash in mine. So my husband came home the other day and he was like, your soup looks really good, but I don't like yellow squash. He ate it anyway. And also, Gloria from Jersey, she sent me this beautiful new little spatula, and it has like the measuring things on it. And she's actually the one that made my beautiful apron for New York. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Glow. She's always keeping me looking really fresh and pretty, and I'm very, very grateful to her. I just love it. Okay, so you can hear this cooking up in the back, and we're just gonna keep this going in the oil, and we're just gonna put in a little pepper, and then a little salt. And anytime you add salt to vegetables, it makes them sweat and it makes them cook faster. There we go. I know I have my hair down today. I'm so not used to it when I cook, but I just had a meeting with my friend Michelle. She's my publicist. She does all of my stuff for me for the cookbook and all that. And so we are talking about my second one coming out, so I'm super excited. Okay, so now that we have this mirepoix going, I went ahead and I'll show you. I actually made 6 cups of vegetable broth. And you can buy them already in the store, like I always recommend the low sodium one. Or you can get like this really nice concentrated bouillon. This is like a vegetable one. There's ham, there's chicken, there's turkey, there's beef. And so this is the vegetable one, and you just dilute it with hot water. So I love the flavor of it. It's really good. I got the low sodium one, of course. So this is going to be 6 cups of chicken stock that we're going to work with. Hi, Gloria. I see that she's on here. Look, I'm wearing my New York one today because I know you guys, it's cold up there, and I'm making a warm soup. And you also made me a beautiful Charleston one, which I'm going to wear that as well. So I thank you so much. And I thank you for the beautiful spatula. You're such a gracious woman. I'm really grateful for it. Thank you. And I'm going to be wearing a lot of these aprons in my cookbook, Glow, so you will also be in there. So I'm really happy and thankful. Okay, so the next thing I chose green beans. So I don't like to use canned stuff and pour it in at all because, you know, it's got like a lot of sodium in it and they're already soft. Where these are nice and fresh. Here, Pep, one green bean? Here. These were actually the ones I got in the bag, and I washed them. And I cut them up into just like bite-sized pieces like this. So you can go ahead and put those in there because they do take a little while. So you want to get those cooking. The thing that takes the least amount of time you want to put in last, and that would definitely be a zucchini and a squash because they cook very, very fast. And if you have them in there too long, they're going to get soggy. So while that is cooking, we're going to chop up this. And this is what I was talking about now. I have all these ends of vegetables. I just give it to Pep. He loves them. I forget though sometimes he doesn't have all his teeth. And I'll throw him this big piece and he's stuck for a while. Here you go. Here's zucchini. For a piggy that's got such a healthy diet, he's a little heavy. He's getting bigger. But he's a doll and I love him. Okay, so we're just cutting this zucchini up. And this would be a great soup to make in the summer, even though it's hot, because you could use such great fresh vegetables for this. I mean, I grew all this stuff this year, but unfortunately now, you know, the gardens are not growing like that. Here, Pep, here's some squash. So I'm going to keep all these ends and just put it in his bowl for him. He loves them. Get out of there. Okay, and we're going to cut this one in half. So we cut them in half, and then we're going to cut them right on down. Okay. And if you cut the zucchini too small, it's going to get really mushy. And minestrone soup, when I was growing up, was one of my favorites because I'm a vegetable lover. So I always just really enjoyed minestrone. Okay, so these are cooking up. It smells good already. Okay, and so now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put the zucchini all in here. Here, Pep. As long as you feed him, he's happy. And so we went through a cold snap here in Charleston, and we got like ice and everything last week. I mean, it was just so uncharacteristic. It was weird, and so like, you know, everybody wanted the soups, and everybody was asking me for soup recipes, and can you do this soup, and you can do that soup. And so this was one of my favorites. So I said, you know, I'm just going to do a minestrone. Minestrone is very classic in an Italian restaurant because I'm going to show you why. Not only do we put the vegetables, but we put cannellini beans. So cannellini beans they're in your in the bean section. And these were in a can, but I washed them. I drained them out in a strainer, and then I rinsed them. Hi, Gail. That's my cousin Gail. She's up in New York. You cold girl, this soup's for you. So this is 2 cans. There are 15-ounce cans of cannellini beans. But I went ahead and I kept out about 1/4 of a cup because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these beans in just a few minutes. So also I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of diced tomatoes. So this is from the can. These are just petite diced with the juice. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put that in. And this is just going to give it like a little bit of a rich flavor. Because right now we just have all vegetables cooking. So if we add a little bit of tomato to that, you could certainly put in cherry tomatoes if you wanted. You know, the little cherry ones here, you could cut those and put those in. But I find that when you put in the can, it has a lot of flavor with it because the juice is all in it. So it kind of helps with that. Okay, so I'm going to try to pick this up for a minute and I'm going to show you what this looks like because this is just a beautiful, beautiful portrait of vegetables, fresh vegetables cooking. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these beans in here. So we're going to throw those in, take them out, and we're just going to stir it all around to combine here. And you could put in fresh thyme. The other day I put fresh thyme in mine and I just forgot today to go out to the garden and here and pick it. But we have fresh thyme you could put in there. You could put rosemary. You could put oregano if you wanted. Fresh basil in there would be delicious. Anytime you have a chance to use fresh herbs in a soup, they come out even better. Okay, so we have this going and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour in our 6 cups of broth. And I had warm water because I wanted to keep everything, you know, the temperature the same. So we'll put this over there. Okay, and also if you had a Parmesan rind, you know, when you get like the Parmesan cheese and you grate it down, it has like that rind on the end of it. You can keep that in your refrigerator in a bag and then you put it in the soup and let it boil in there and it gives it a really, really deep flavor. It's so good. And then when the soup is done, you just take the rind out and then you throw it away because it's already been used. So here, Peppy, you are really hungry today too. Okay, so the last thing we want to put in here now is this would be boiling. Of course, I already have one that I want to show you, so we don't have to wait for this to boil over or anything. But this will come to a boil. And then it's going to cook down for a couple minutes until you find like your vegetables are soft. It's going to be the celery and the carrots that are probably going to take the longest to get soft. So you want to test them and you want to see when they're soft, then it's ready to go. So the very last thing you want to do with this soup, so I have this little 1/2 cup of cannellini beans here. And then I want to take some of this broth out. And I'm just going to put it in here like this, just enough to cover them. A little bit like that. And then I'm going to take my immersion blender. Remember these? Remember I used one of these before. It's just kind of nice little blender you can stick down in here and blend this up. And that's basically it. In there. Okay, so what this does is it gives it like this little bit of a creaminess without adding a different flavor to it because this is the beans now just all blended up with the broth, and then you just pour it in there just like that. And when you mix it up, it just adds a little creaminess to it and it gives it a real nice flavor, like a mellow flavor here. So now this soup would cook down for a while. Like we said, I'm going to say probably 10 minutes before your stuff gets all soft in there. And then we're going to add our pasta. So we add the ditalini. Ditalini is like one of my favorites, but you could add elbow or anything you wanted in there. Just add that in when it starts boiling up. I want to show you guys what the finished product looks like because it's super good. Okay, so I have a bowl here, and like I said, I made a big pot of it the other day, and I got it in here. Oh, one more thing before I show you is I like to add kale. You could add spinach if you wanted, but you add that at the very end because spinach is very soft and it cooks down quickly. But kale takes a longer time. I love it. It's great for soups. I've been using it a lot at the restaurant. I find that it keeps its vibrant color and it just takes a longer time to cook down so it doesn't get mushy. But on kale, you have to be careful because they have like this really thick stalk on it. So give that to him. Well, I try to go through and I try to take them off because they will take a tremendously long time to cook. So probably just a handful. This is just a nice bag of kale greens here. I love to put them in soups. They just add such a nice color and flavor. And these are pretty much all good to go. Just break them up and put them in. There you go, Pep. He is loving this. He's loving this dish today because he can eat everything, guys. Okay. Push this down. This looks so pretty. I know you guys can't enjoy it from here, but you have all of these vibrant colors. You have, maybe I can show you with this instead. You have a little bit of red from the tomatoes. You have the carrots, the nice fresh green beans, the onions. This is a really delicious vegetable soup. So a lot of people are gluten-free and keto and all that, like vegan. So this would be a great dish for them. I mean, don't put the pasta in if you don't want to put the pasta in. Traditional minestrone doesn't have it, but I like to put it in as a little filler. So I'm going to show you now the finished product. So, guys, I gotta tell you, this was so good. And it really, you don't need a lot of seasonings or spices in it because the vegetables really much take over the flavor of it. So I'm gonna turn this off. Look how pretty this is. It's so good. I'm hungry. I have not eaten lunch today. So let me show you the last couple steps making your soup even better. You take a little bit of olive oil and you just drizzle it over the top like that. So that's gonna give you that little olive oil flavor. And then you just take a little bit of Parmesan cheese and you sprinkle it all over the top. Guys, look at this soup. And it's just a matter of minutes. That soup will be done in like 20 minutes. So on a cold day, I know it's 72 here. I know of all days I pick to do soup. But like I said, soup is good anytime. It's good for the soul. It doesn't just warm you. So this soup is 2 days old. And it's even better than it was the first day. Because everyone knows soup is always better the next day. It's had more time to marry into each other. So this is perfect. I'm going to put the recipe up for you guys. Really, I mean, it's delicious, I gotta say. Sometimes I do surprise myself. I start putting stuff together and it comes out really good. So this is one of those soups. My son gave me 2 thumbs up for it, so I'm really happy. Let me see if I can bring this down. Maybe I can show you Peppy for just a minute while he's busy eating here. Pepperoni. See, there he is. Him and I have our matching apron and his little scarf on. Here, Pep. He cleans my floor, guys. Say bye, Pep. Bye, Pep. All right, guys, enjoy your soup, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.